On to another episode of Central. This is actually really just a special episode. Mike and I are here. We might send out some invites once we get going on air here for a little while. I know Lori said they were doing Trip in the Void tonight, so we might run a little into their time, ladies, in case y'all are listening. But a lot going on, a lot riding on this election now. I mean, let's be honest about this. This is the fate of the country for the next 2 years at least. And we don't want to give either side any momentum coming into this because it could be the fate of the country for much longer. Because think about this: the Republicans had the House for 8 years, and they've had the Senate now for almost 12 or 10 years. So these are big stakes here, and they almost got the House back. They're real close, and with a couple of little wishy things that could happen over the next 2 years, they could end up with the House back. So if I was a Democrat, I'd be a little nervous. As far as Joe Biden, well, Mike and I was talking about this just before the show. In case y'all didn't know, Michael Angley's with me tonight, and we're going to be talking about this. We're kind of taking over different shows here tonight, but really, people, at this point, and I'm talking to all my friends in Georgia because we have big listenership in Georgia, and I have a lot of personal friends and family in Georgia. Get out and vote, people.
The Dukes of Heaven.
Get out there and vote. Vote now. Vote many times. I mean, vote one time. Sorry.
Well,
got a little carried
away.
Too
late for that. Polls are closed. The only people still voting are Democrats. But right now,
Democrats only vote one time.
I'll give the numbers. 54% has reported. So far, Raphael Warnock has 52.4% of the vote, and Kelly Loeffler has 47.6%. And on the other side, John Ossoff, the Democrat, has 52%, and David Perdue, the Republican, 48%. So clearly, the Democrats have a good, solid lead, but that could change at any time, Joe, right?
It could, and it traditionally, we were talking about this early on. Traditionally, Democrats do tend to take the lead early on. There's a lot of liberals in Georgia, but shouldn't be enough to flip 2 Democratic seats. You'd have to wonder about that. I know one of the seats that are up for grab is pretty much rural Georgia, so I would be a little suspicious if they turned blue. Because if the whole state went blue, I would have a fundamental problem with that. And on top of that, there are still questions about the election results in Georgia. So,
I think normally it wouldn't be much of an issue about people voting in Georgia, but whenever you have like one state really deciding what happens to the entire country, that makes it different. And of course,
make it different.
The Democrats have spent hundreds of millions of dollars. Same for the Republicans on these 2 seats. Disgusting when you think about the people starving, that have food inequality or no food at all in some cases. People are suffering, but here's this political machine with the millions, billions that goes into it without batting an eyelash. They don't care. So, the humility of that is not lost on me. And but I think in this election, people there's a push. But like we both just said, anything could happen at any time.
Well,
so
I just wonder. It's gonna be. I know it's gonna be a long night for a lot of these people, and a lot of stuff coming up, and I'm just not sure how it's all going to go. Oh, Jimmy, to answer your question, and Michael, I just gave you the percentages. Oh, actually, David went up a percentage at 48%, but there's about 80,000 votes separating John and David with 55% reporting. So, and remember, in the old days, it still is true today. The big cities get counted first, so that's where most of your liberals are going to be. So that's traditionally why the Democrats usually are in the lead. And as you get into rural areas, those votes start coming in as the evening goes on. But that doesn't mean it's going to be enough to flip, though. So you don't know.
The whole mail-in ballot has changed the face of the elections. I mean, think about the concept. There's a lot of people that didn't want to go and vote ever. They don't want to, or sometimes they don't even they don't have the means to, especially in rural areas, to go and vote somewhere, or it could be a hassle, whatever, right? Or disillusioned from the machine. I think once you put that paper ballot in someone's hand and you walk them through the process, they're going to fill it out. They're going to sign it. they're going to mail it in. And it actually, that's good, because if it just goes to that one voter and you take the voting fraud out of the equation, that's good for Americans, because you hear more of a voice from people, and they think that they're counting.
But personally, I think mail-in voting should be banned. There's no way to regulate it. Now, if you send a copy of your driver's license, I don't think it's valid unless there's a copy of your ID with it. Because we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be able to link it.
Lots of these ballots that came in unfolded and shit, which means they weren't actually mailed in. They were just mail-in ballots that had never actually been mailed. So it's too easy.
Fraud.
And I guarantee this, ladies and gentlemen, if the Republicans take the House and the Senate in the next election in 2 years, there will be regulations on mail-in voting. You can bet your ass on that, because this is ridiculous. I mean, right now, there are 2 counties in Pennsylvania and 1 in Illinois that voted more than there's actually people. That means everybody in the county voted for Biden, plus whoever didn't live there actually voted as well. That's impossible, people. There's no one county anywhere that voted just one guy all the way. It just doesn't happen in this country. And on top of that, this was a pretty big county. So we know there's voters fraud, whether the media wants to get behind it or not. Anyone with an education over eighth grade knows it's voters fraud. I mean, there's been too many elections where Chicago did people vote all the time in Chicago. It's actually become a joke. It happens so often.
Right.
But it happened in Pennsylvania and Ohio this year. And remember, you didn't need a lot of votes to turn this election. There's the amount of votes between 5 states that changed this election is less than 100,000 votes. That's it. That's not hard to achieve across 5 states cheating. You're only talking about 15, 20,000 votes a state. It's just, and then you got other things like, somebody's way ahead by 10, 15, 20 points, and then you go to bed, you come back, and they're behind. It's that kind of stuff, especially when, 88%'s been counted or 90%. It just looks fishy. Whether it is or it isn't, it just looks fishy. Things need to be.
There's a lot of passion out there. A lot of people feel that because of the fraud. I mean, because Trump has been banging the drum, saying that it was the illegal election and it was fraud and whatever. But, you know what? This is the deal. It happened under his nose in his administration. His Senate. They had 4 years to see that coming. Nobody knew that COVID was going to happen. COVID took a big chunk out of him. He didn't perform as well, for in the country for COVID. I mean, everybody admits that. And but he also, think about it, Joe. Trump wasn't in the election until what? September, October. Like when he really was going out there and campaigning heavy.
But it doesn't matter because he had a 46%
for months.
Yeah, but it didn't matter. He had a 46% approval rating going into election day. That's unheard of. No president with lower than a 43 has ever lost a re-election bid. And on top of that, he got more votes than any incumbent, including Obama, and still lost. And he almost flipped the House, and he gained in the Senate, or he's going to be even in the Senate. So they didn't lose any Senate seats. They didn't lose. They gained in the House, and they set records voting for the president, and yet he still lost. Even the big guys, even the biggers on some of the big news networks are kind of like, there was some impossible things that happened in this election. It doesn't mean there was mass fraud or cheating. It does suggest there was some cheating, but it's when you control the House like that and you control New York and Chicago and California, it's easy to get large groups of people to go out and cheat for you because you have a big control group there. I mean, Trump only took 40% of the vote in California, actually 36%, but picked up 8 House seats, 8 in a liberal state, and still lost the presidency. You figure it out.
Look at Hillary Clinton. She rigged an election.
He was 46% in New York and still lost the election, people. He did better all the way around this election than he did in the last one, and he still lost.
Well, now, all the Democrats leaving New York, after they destroyed New York.
He was murdering Joe Biden.
After the Democrats destroyed New York, now they're leaving New York in the hundreds of thousands, and I think it's up to 450, 500,000. You take 500,000 people out of Manhattan alone. That's a huge chunk. That's a lot of Democrats. That's a lot of voters. So now they're saying that New York may lose a senator. I mean, the numbers are changing that drastically.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, they're saying New York and California both are going to lose 2 seats, And more than likely, Florida and Texas are going to pick up 2 seats. That's going to dramatically change the balance of power in the country. Unfortunately, Senate seats, you can't lose them. Everybody gets 2 Senate seats. So
a lot of Democrats are going to Florida. A lot of them are headed to Florida, man.
But Florida's a state that one thing about Florida is always going to be interested in is you can get into cities like Dade County and see liberals like to group up on each other. So it does give an advantage in smaller states like New York.
Yeah,
but
now
in places like
attack.
Texas and Florida, it doesn't help them that much because most of Florida is red. But the bottom part of Florida, Dade County is blue. And part of Jackson is blue, but the rest of the state is completely red.
All right, let's give some numbers, man. Let's give some numbers. 60% is in. Raphael Warnock, the Democrat, has 50.8%. Kelly Loeffler, Republican, 49.2%. So the gap is closed quite a bit. And the Democrat, John Ossoff, has 50.4%. And the challenger, David Perdue, has 49.6%.
On strong, yeah.
So
coming on strong.
They're getting close,
and was
man.
just what? It was pretty good gap a few minutes ago when we were just started talking.
Yep.
Where's wait, how come I don't see the woman? Okay, I see John and David. Why am I not seeing what the hell? I must have lost the other two. How did I do that? Apparently Joe needs to get some drugs because he's losing. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, I see big time gap. Raphael was 150,000 points ahead. He's only he's 44,000 points ahead now. Whoo, that's a big change there. Well, guys, it's going to go on for a while, and we may have a good idea who it is by midnight tonight. Maybe sooner. Georgia's pretty good about counting votes. I got to give them credit for that. They get out there and get their job done.
They're 60% already. I think probably within the next hour they're going to be on it.
Now, somebody asked me today, well, has all the mail-in votes been counted? I said the 2,300,000 they're talking about have been counted. I said, yeah, those have all been counted. I said, now I can't tell you what's come in the last day or two. I said, I don't know because I haven't heard. I said, but I don't think it's a big bunch like there was. See, that was the other problem they had with the presidential election. So they said there was massive mail-in balloting, but most of it had been done a week or two before the election. But somehow or another on election night, there was tons of mail-in ballots that showed up. Remember, they closed down 3 of the places, and then in the middle of the night, all kind of mail-in ballots came in. See, that should be suspect. Even if it's not cheating, that should be suspect. 1, they weren't supposed to close. 2, they left and came back, and then they started counting before all the team members were there. But for some reason, the Pennsylvania court don't want to contest that. And the fact that Pennsylvania changed the election rules without going through the Senate, the Pennsylvania Senate, is against the law. But for some reason, their local federal judge, who's a Democrat, don't want to touch it.
50-50. I saw from Purdue, both have 50%.
Ooh, Democrats must just got a cramp in the butt. Somebody got a hemorrhoid. Somebody got a hemorrhoid.
And the other one, Loeffler's got 49.7, Warnock 50.3. So they're close.
Johnny, like Johnny a lot, right? No, it's important. More than likely, what most of America's hoping for is a split here. That the Democrats get 1 seat and Republicans get 1. That still gives the Republican control, barely. And then, well, I thought it would be a tie, but I guess it's not. Because Kamala, technically, when the Senate's 50-50, the vice president is the deciding vote, which would be Kamala.
David Perdue just pulled ahead of Ossoff. 50.1, 49.9. We're getting there, man.
Guys, all you got to remember in these kind of elections is this is what's always been important to me, guys. I'm not even going to lie about this. I do kind of worry about who's president, who's not, but what I can worry about more is I like the House and the Senate to always belong to different parties, because then there's a block. Because look at some of the stuff.
There's a balance of power.
Yeah, because look at some of the stuff that McConnell tried to put in this bill, but then look at some of the stuff that Nancy tried to put in. Nancy wanted to give $1 billion in New York, $1 billion in California. Bullshit. What about everybody else? And wait, it's worse than that, because McDonald would give money to people overseas, and she's like, no, people, take care of America, give us all some money, and then worry about freaking overseas. Somebody tried to say today, well, Biden looks so good because he said if Georgia wins, we'll give everybody $2,000. Yeah, after Trump had a fit and said I want to go sign the bill. Yeah, you jump on a bandwagon a little late here, Biden. No, actually, I didn't vote for Trump. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not a Trumpster. I do take up for him from time to time, but I've taken it for Obama from time to time, and I've taken it for Bush from time to time. I voted for Obama once the first time. I said I'll give him a shot because something about McCain just made me squirrely. It wasn't so much McCain as it was. It was McCain and Palin. The two of them together just I don't
McCain
know.
was a jerk.
He
They were
did
two
something
jerks.
about him. You know what really bothered me about McCain? He's going through the election, right? Chin up, chest out. Yeah, I'm kicking ass. And then right at the end, I think he decided he wanted to go for the sympathy vote. He puts on his blue jacket. He starts using cane. He starts cringing over. I'm like, dude, whatever. You're out. And then Sarah Palin running around in a red, white, and blue bikini, which, don't get me wrong, she was hot, but that's not the vice president. That would be like if Melina got up there in her little sleeky nightgown as VP. I'd be, yeah, but I still wouldn't vote for her. I still wouldn't vote for her.
For Melania
Yeah.
or Kamala?
Like,
You mean Kamala?
No, Kamala's ugly. Kamala's ugly.
You think she's ugly?
She
I think
ugly.
she could be attractive. I mean, she's getting older.
Took a stick to her and beat her for a while, and tenderized her a little bit. She might be. I don't know.
You're being sexist.
I seen her.
Man.
I seen her with pictures of her
called,
husband and her
that's
kid.
called
She's kind of
sexism
scary,
right
man.
there.
No,
But
I seen her with her
AOC,
husband and kid. She's kind of scary.
I would hang out with AOC. I think that she's cute.
Yeah,
Her
but
politics is stupid.
she'd be trying to stick a air pump up your ass and blow you up so you could float and not have to drive anymore, dude. I mean, if you're into that kind of kinky shit,
That's kinky, man.
I'm
I'll
just
go for
saying,
the
you're into that kinky shit.
You're preaching kinky to me. That's fine.
I mean, she's a cutie
Nothing wrong
pie,
with that.
but she's an idiot. You
You know?
I mean,
She's a bartender. She knows how to make a drink.
Get some sense in her head, it'd be all right. But she's an idiot. I mean, she
I'll
makes
give me
nasty
a Long Island iced tea, man. It's called a bad decision in a glass. Give me one of those.
They are good. They are good drinks.
And then you know what? Then I'll go out with her. We'll hang out. We'll drink some champagne. And then we'll get on our train to London. What do you think of that? From New York to London. Get on that train.
Okay.
Woot, woot.
Oh man, I don't have that key. Damn it! Any other time I'd have that key in here. Oh well.
But you never know, man. You got Tesla. You got like Tesla and all that stuff, and you got Elon Musk building these tubes. No reason why you can't put a tube under the ocean. It's not too far fetched.
Elon, when you start looking at Elon and what's his name, Maccabee, and some of the Boeing people, they got some serious shit going on right now, people. These people are seriously planning on changing the world, not just our world. They plan on changing Mars with
this guy, Elon Musk. He's building a tube between New York City and D.C. And it's going to be a 20-minute
between
ride.
his house in L.A. 20, you remember that, huh?
20 minutes, man. 20 minutes. No fossil fuels even and all that. He's bragging about all that. But it's vacuum technology. These things are supposed to go like 800 miles an hour.
But the Democrats pulled out ahead again. Oh, no.
Considerably less.
Oh, no. There's 900 votes separating John and David. Just 900 votes. Yeah. But John's in first. But, I see Raphael pulled out a little bit, 139 to 23.
It's literally neck and neck. But you know what that shows? It actually shows how divided the country is. When people they're voting party lines. They don't want one candidate over the other. A good candidate, no matter what party they come from, should shine and appeal to everyone and be like, hey, I'm the person who's going to represent you. I will never make a decision unless I say to myself first, is this good for the American people? So you need people who are going to truly represent you. But they don't. They don't. They represent themselves. Even Trump on this poor me thing. Listen, man. So you go to court, you fight, you do what you got to do. There's a time and a place for everything. He has a legacy. He actually did a lot of good, and you know that. He has a lot of accomplishments, more than many other presidents. He's going to ruin it all by going down in flames like this. So he needs to take a seat and chill. And let the system play out.
But I see somebody's feeding his frenzy though, and I don't know who it is. It ain't Mike Pence. Somebody else has got to be feeding him because every now and then he leaks something. You see what he did to Pentagon, right?
You don't think he's telling Barron says, "Hey, Dad, they're after you, Dad. They're coming after you, Dad." You don't think Barron is rattling his bone to get even with him? Trump's Mr. Insecurity. People who are insecure like that, all you got to do is make a few mental suggestions and they melt down.
Yeah, but there seems to be something else.
We've dealt with enough hosts on this network to know that, you know.
Yeah, but what I
You
mean
know?
by it is there's definitely something else there. He must have seen something or ran across something, because if it was just craziness, even he by now would be kind of like, well, I'm going to
No,
have to give this up.
I
But
think
for
he
him to
lost his
think there's
mind,
something,
man.
yeah, he's got to have something. Because
I don't
I
think
mean,
his
he's
ego.
got big
I think his
senators backing
ego.
him now.
I
What
think
is
his
it?
ego committed suicide. You know,
I
I
don't
think
know.
his
He's
ego
got some pretty
jumped off
big
a bridge.
senators. I mean, he's got some big names back in his corner for tomorrow. So, and they said, and today, and the press got really pissed about this today. So, for the last week, in case you haven't noticed, ladies and gentlemen, the Republicans have been feeding that Congress information on cheating in this election, and they're supposed to actually, I guess, take a vote on it tomorrow while they're doing all this other stuff. And I guess we'll see what that turns out to be. He said, but there's definitely been some. Marco Rubio and a couple of others have been steady pumping information to him, saying, no, there was cheating here. Look and see, look and see, look and see. And what I don't
What
understand
is
is I've
cheating?
seen several witnesses on TV who were there and said it was cheating, and even described how there was cheating. But for some reason, the press nor the judges want to take him serious, which doesn't make any sense to me, because if you were there and you said it was cheating, it should be investigated. If you're not even going to investigate it, then that means you're just part of the cheating, whether it was or not. You're endorsing cheating. Because if you got somebody on
Well,
site that says, "Hey, I seen this," and look, and not the only one that says it, then yeah, you should look into it. But for
the
some
fact of
reason,
the matter is, all these courts across the lands where this was challenged mainly threw all these things out because there was
yeah,
no
but
evidence.
they were all like the Ninth Circuit Court. These are all liberals.
No, I'm talking
You
about even the Republican who runs the
nah,
election system in
because
Georgia.
I heard
I watched his
Republicans.
breakdown yesterday. I watched him talk about how that they were counted and just going over every minute of what happened, and he was pretty mad that Trump is out there calling it an illegal election and fraud and whatever. But if it was an illegal election and fraud in Trump's favor, do you think he'd be fighting hard? Do you think he'd be out there saying there was fraud? I didn't get this many votes. So of course not, man. This guy, Trump is out for Trump.
But it
Trump has
doesn't.
always been
None
out
of
for
that.
Trump.
But Mike, you missing the
Trump does
point.
not
None
love
of that
people. He
matters.
doesn't care about
It
people.
doesn't matter. None of it matters.
I
All it
don't
matters
think
is
Trump loves
all it
anyone.
matters is,
I
Mike, is
think that
that there was cheating in this
he loves
election,
the
and
business.
we can't let it slide. That's all that matters. You can't
I don't
keep
think that
letting
guy loves
cheating
his
go in
family.
elections.
Trump treats people like they're prizes. He's got his trophy wife, and I mean he always had one. Of course, he's a billionaire. She wouldn't be with him if he didn't have billions of bucks. You know what I mean? So he buys people. But for me, when I really like the warrior monk, you know what I mean, General
I
Mattis,
fell into the
and
media bush. I can tell.
when he came on board, dude, I was like Al Qaeda and all those guys. ISIS is dead, because you don't get the name warrior monk without being that guy. He came in 5 months, ISIS was completely destroyed. I mean, they're trying to creep back, right, and whatever, but they were destroyed in 5 months. For this guy to leave right before Trump has his election and say, he's a pathological liar, I don't respect the bone in his body, that affected me. And I was like, I get that. It must have been hard being around Trump because he's such a pig with things. And same for General Kelly. These are well-respected people, not just the Republican community, but the world, and these guys have actually done stuff.
They're part of the problem. They're part of the swamp. They don't want to buck the swamp. That's the whole problem. Kelly got fired because he didn't want to buck the swamp.
I wouldn't say Mattis is part of any swamp. He's a military guy. They don't get swampy. They're
you don't get that high
guys,
up in the rank without being part of the swamp.
Military guys are by the numbers. And John Kelly, you'll read his book. I'm sure he has a hell of a lot to say, but Trump has no loyalty. There's no one loyal to him. They just leave and they write books about him and say what a bastard he is. I mean, really, is that the kind of guy you want representing?
They would look. Bill was worst president in history of the country, but we don't remember him that way. He was an egomaniac. He slept with people, got blowjobs.
I bet you we could hang out with Bill and have a good time. I bet we could hang out with Bill and have a good time. But Trump, you hang out with Trump, you're gonna leave feeling insulted and like, this guy was an asshole. That's when you leave him, man, he is an asshole. You know it, and you know it, dude. You know it.
I don't think so, because all of his friends that go down to Malaga go on a regular basis.
Bill Clinton brings some girls over.
I think you follow the media bullshit. I think you follow the media
I don't follow any media. I follow my own media. But But you hang out with Bill Clinton, he come with some girls, he got some fun, man.
You have pedophilia for hanging out with Bill Clinton.
I don't know about any pedophilia, but I know that Bill Clinton was actually a good president, man. No matter what his character flaws.
You don't know about pedophilia. Anybody else?
Told me that. You said Bill Clinton was a great president. You said it.
I said he was a good.
I was repeating what Joe Montaldo said.
That's the only thing.
I'm quoting Joe.
That's the only thing.
I'm quoting Joe Montaldo.
Let me retract that. He's good on two things. He was good on the economy and getting Other than that, he sucked. He sucked.
What else is there?
He sucked on military.
What else is there but those? What else is there but the economy and blowjobs? There's nothing else besides those two things. That's what motivates every man out there. Every man just got to chill, saying, "Oh, that's it. Economy and blowjob." Yep. Thumbs up, man.
That was Bill Clinton. That's who he was.
Money ain't for nothing, and your chicks for free.
But other than that, and he was a lying bastard because he got on in front of all 300 million Americans. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Yeah, bullshit, Clinton.
He lied. Yeah, he lied. They all lied. Every last one lied.
So the Democrats
I didn't even care. I could care less what he did with that girl, man. It wasn't on my dime. What do I care? He should have just went out there and say, you know what? My personal life is none of your damn business. Bye. Bye, media. Yeah, and they would have been like, oh, my God, I can't believe he said that.
Staff, dude. No.
And I would have called Monica. I'd be like, hey, Monica, meet me in the shed behind the White House. So meet me in 15 minutes.
Frankly, I'm amazed that Monica is still alive. I'm
amazed that he has
everybody else around Hillary Clinton is dead. So I'm amazed.
He has the worst taste. Bill Clinton has the worst taste in women. The worst taste in women. Monica Lewinsky, I linked it to McDonald's because he was such a huge McDonald's fan. And she's the kind of girl who works at McDonald's. You go in there, she got that paper hat on, a little McDonald's, kind of cute looking, what do you like to order? And you're happy because you're ordering a Big Mac and some fries. And you're looking at Monica saying, hey, Monica, thank you for my food. You're happy. If a woman gives a man food, that's like the same as sex in a man's mind. Your chemical brain is like, okay. It's like feeding a dog. A dog will keep coming back. Okay.
Janine,
but yeah, man.
Trump's a pig.
You saw Boris Yeltsin. Remember Boris Yeltsin when he hung out with Bill Clinton? They came out of that meeting. They were laughing. They were drunk on vodka, laughing their asses off, man. That's a good time.
So
those guys have a good time.
What is Biden planning on doing to Iran for threatening our
Imagine
president?
hanging out with Trump. He's gonna be sitting there hating. He's all mad all the time.
What are you talking about, dude? Apparently you never seen Trump partying. You're not. Trump throws a massive great party. Just go look at some of the videos. This dude's walking around with fucking 3 women on each side, and he makes Bill don't even know what it looks like women. This guy was just walking women arm to arm.
Are you saying he's
money
a pimp?
falling all over the place, people falling at his feet. Oh my God.
Trump's
Bill ain't got nothing.
Is that what you said?
He was a pimp daddy, baby. He was a pimp daddy. He was probably pimping out the Bill. He's probably pimping the Bill. That's probably where Jennifer Flowers came from, man.
I judge people on what they do, though, not what they say, on what their character is, man. And if I look at a guy like that, you know what? I've had to defend his policies because I believed in the policies, I mean, we were going in the right direction, but I just don't like him. He's a bore. And he's somebody who's not.
He got more friends than any current president.
Honestly, all the jokes aside, he missed his opportunity to unite the country. Even with the Democrats fighting against him, he could have turned that into opportunity.
That was never going to happen.
He could have turned, because from the get-go, he was in the trenches being a douche, and they sucked him in, and he got sucked in happily. He got sucked in happily.
Tell me one president that started the term with the media the way he did. I mean, everything coming out of his mouth, he's like, he's in link with the Russians. He's this, he's that. All of it proven wrong. He said, I'm being wired up. Oh, no, you're lying.
People didn't like the name calling. They didn't like the shame. The shame.
No,
so you like the name calling? You liked it when he called people names and made fun of people and put them down. I mean, I'm not into that. I don't like someone like that. If I own a company and I have an employee like that employee's fired. So, I mean, he represents his country, not himself. You get in that job. Sure, if you want to be a citizen, go out there and be the biggest jerk on the planet. But if you're going to be the president, you have to act with respect.
Didn't represent anyone, and we heard this
The president is supposed to act with respect. Trump doesn't know about that.
No, that's not true. The media and the people around him are supposed to act like respect. They don't.
Do you know? Oh, you want me to tell you a story? You want me to tell you a 1981 Trump story?
There's lots of Trump stories.
It's a heavy one, man.
I can tell you lots of bombs. I can tell you about Obama getting blowed up.
No. This is a real story. I mean, this actually happened. So Trump buys a building. So Trump buys a building on Central Park, right? And he wants to turn it into condos. You know, it was apartments. So he had to get the people out. You know, and usually they buy those people out, or they say, "We'll give you a condo. Here's some money." That kind of stuff, right? Real estate deal. So there's some people in the building who didn't want to leave. And allow them that, you know, there's a dentist in there and others that have been there for 20 years, 25 years. They didn't want to go. So, you get a lawyer, you do your thing, whatever. Trump shut their water off, shut their heat off, shut their electric off. Then he paid homeless people to go into the hallways and defecate and urinate. There was all kinds of attacks. So because of all this, there was 2,500 court filings against Trump. And then Trump hired this company. He's like, they specialize in, getting rid of people, getting them out. They brutalize those people. They beat those people up. That's what kind of guy he is. And it was 1981, and I was young. I was about 14 years old. I remember it like it was yesterday.
That might have been his daddy then, because he didn't have no money in 81.
No. That was not his daddy. That was 1981. Donald Trump. I can send you. No. That was Donald Trump. Come on, Trump is 77 years old, man. He was in his 70s. Dude, don't call me a liar. I'm telling you what's going on, and I'm telling you it's Donald Trump. I'm telling you, it's Donald Trump. That's your idol, Donald Trump, who did that to people. That's you.
Personally, look,
you want him. Mike, you want him representing you.
Bad story. New York is notorious for doing that to people. Nobody's gonna feel sorry for that.
It's not.
Yes, it is, dude. They got whole movies.
It doesn't matter what other people do. It matters what he did. Because he's the president. He's got that mentality. What difference? You're trying to rationalize.
Look,
you're trying to minimize. Listen. If that was you living in that building, I don't think you'd feel the same way.
And I'm telling you,
if you had to deal with Trump in a business capacity,
you got that mentality. That's how the rest of the country looks at this. I can tell you this.
That's not an excuse.
If you're from the city of New York, that's how we look at you.
That's not an excuse.
It's not an excuse. It's how you are.
All the more reason not to have someone like that in your organization. So, but he pushes people around with money. And that's all he does. That's all. Without money, he's got nothing.
Amazon
Dude like that, without money, he could be poor walking down the street. Without money, he's got nothing.
You're making bad arguments. Every billionaire on the planet puts people around.
Does that make it right?
Does it make it wrong?
To treat, yeah, it does. It makes it absolutely wrong to treat people like that. To treat people like that, it makes it absolutely wrong. And if that was this day and age, they put him in jail. Because they put landlords like that in jail now. But he had a lot of money and power back then, like he does now. That's what he does. And what he thinks he is one thing. What I know he is something else. That's all. And you know what? God knows. God knows what he is. God knows what he is. Most of all, God knows what he is.
God don't care what he is. God's probably going to give him a raise. What are you talking about? God's going to be like, thank you for getting rid of some of these people.
The God with the horns. The God with the horns, man. All Trump's buddies down there.
I'm telling you, God going to give him an award, man. He's going to be like, what are you talking about? But yet this same guy saved all them kids in South America, saved all them kids in Australia, saved them fucking kids in the Middle East. Went and got them kids away from them pirates over there in Africa. But yeah, he's evil. I know, man. What can I say?
I'm not saying that.
The way you want to
I'm saying that he's not doing the right thing, and he's running this country right now into the ground by acting the way he is. He really is.
No, actually, he ain't doing.
You know what?
The only people running this country
is bigger than Trump. The country is United States of America. The word Trump isn't anywhere in there.
I mean, you can harp on Trump all you want. Trump is 5% of the problem.
He's
The media
a temporary employee, man.
What do y'all think? And you can go check any poll you want. Right now, Trump's credibility is way higher than the media's is.
So do you think he's going to go? You think he's going to go peacefully, or do you think he's going to be dragged out?
He loses. I think if he loses, he loses. If the Supreme Court don't come in and set up for him, he's lost.
He's in a fight right now with Iran, man. I mean, there's stuff going on. We just put a whole battle group right outside of Iran, so
it don't matter now. Even if we start a war, he goes, because once it's certified, he's out. It doesn't matter if he starts a war or not. He's gone. Now, I can't say that the country would be happy with Biden running a war, but if Trump's going to start a war,
that's Biden's buddies, man. Iran, Biden and Barack, right? That was their buddies. Iran, man. We gave them hundreds of billions of dollars.
Oh yeah, and right? Biden, they love him. But think about this. Think about if Iranian kills Trump. Biden going to be in a world of shit. He's going to be in a whole world of shit, because one thing about Republicans, they're quiet and laid back. Democrats, but not
you put that Kamala in there, and you piss her off, man. You know how spiteful women can be. So they're going to go after them. I wouldn't want to face that.
You think Hillary is going to be bad? Idiot as Sarah Palin is. The only difference is Sarah actually had some practical political experience. Kamala has none. This is the second time the Democrats decided to put a completely worthless person in office.
And they got them
Obama had no experience. That's why he couldn't run the country. And Kamala has no experience. That's why she can't run the country.
And they got them in. Look at what's going on.
I can't help that New Yorkers and Californians are stupid. That's not my fault. I didn't make them that way. They made themselves that way. And they're the reason he's in. Those are the only. Without those two states, there would never.
Hey man, you better watch out, because those Democrats are coming your way.
They ain't never coming my way.
They're coming down Louisiana too. I was just reading.
Where I live,
I was just reading about a whole bunch of New Yorkers who bought land in Louisiana, man. They're getting down there.
Buddy. Where I live, they shoot blue people.
Mississippi, Louisiana. All New Yorkers. You're going to smell bagels when you wake up one day. You'd be like, what is that?
New Yorkers are too scared.
You're going to go to the store. There's going to be some flatbread. They're going to be like, what is that? They're going to be like, it's a monster. And you're going to be like, what's the monster?
New York is in the deep south.
Hey, this is dry
honestly,
pizza.
Mate, you never see New Yorkers outside of the city of New Orleans. You don't see them anywhere else.
Ooh, they're coming.
They're scared going to buy rednecks. They've heard horror stories like,
California.
Oh man, talk to my friends. They've heard horror stories about down here.
Talk to my friends in Colorado. Because Colorado was a red state for a long time, man. Now it's purple because of all the freaking Californians who moved from California, and they're to deluge now.
You know what I noticed? A lot of them Californians have been voting purple or red. Californians are changing a little bit. So it's New Yorkers, by the way. This is an interesting thing I seen the other day. So CNN and its smart ass self went down to Jacksonville, Florida, and said, okay, because there's been a big influx of New Yorkers there. I think 300,000 in the last year. So they're thinking, all right, so they're going to vote, blue for sure. So they start, these people are like, we're not voting blue again, ever. You say, have you been to New York? We're ever voting. That's another reason a lot of people were confused, because there was a lot of converts this year. The Democrat Party actually shrank in size, but still somehow or another.
They hurt themselves. They hurt themselves acting the way they did, and they acted unlawfully. They used their power to go after Trump and make him look like a jerk, and it was unwarranted. I mean, they just had to let him talk. They didn't have to, Russian collusion, or there was one scandal after another, but they created all of it. And people saw that, man. The people who aren't stupid saw it, and they made those decisions based. I know a lot of people who went red because of the way the Democrats have acted. Yeah. So that's something that they should understand.
They're saying when the final count's done in New York, it's going to be like 47-53. So that should tell people in New York something right there. Y'all came really close to being a red state this time. New York's never been that close. Trump set records all across the board and still lost. So I don't know how you set records and lose. That's a weird one, but it's a weird country. And if the Democrats cheat and get away with it, they're that good. They earned it. I know you Republicans are going to get mad because I said
that's what I'm saying.
They earned it.
That's what I'm saying.
If they can pull this off, they earned it. I'm with Michael on this. Republicans had a year knowing they were going to be cheating. They knew for the last 6 months for sure that with this mail-in voting, it was going to be out of control. They should have made sure they had people in every station with video recorders running. Every station. Yep. And they shouldn't have never left. They should have stayed there no matter what, even had a van parked across the street. And in some places they did. That's why I got some of that video. But that video is inconclusive. I do agree. It is suspicious, 3 o'clock in the morning, people carrying voting boxes, probably about 40,000.
The mail-in ballots should have had holograms on them. They should have been some kind of encryption. You have paper encryption. You know what I mean? So this way, it went to that person of their ID.
First off, I don't think mail-in voting should ever be sent out. I think you should have to request them, and I think you should have to send a copy of your ID to request them. And then when you vote, there should be a copy of your ID on it. That way they can scan it and put it in the system. It can only be counted once. That's what's going on. Without IDs, guys, there will never be legitimate voting in this country. There will be always someone stealing. And it's not always
it's not
always Democrats. The Republicans do it too. So
you got to show your ID for everything. I have to show my ID if I buy a Bic lighter.
Yeah, you do, but you know not to vote though. Okay, yeah.
Everything.
Liberals are retarded with this. They want an ID for everything, but not for voting. So they don't care that illegals from other countries come here and vote in our elections. It's sad when a party gets that desperate, because they actually said this the other day. They said, and the Democrats had to admit this, without illegal Hispanic votes and a couple other sort of voting that shouldn't be counted, they wouldn't even be in the running anymore. And they're telling you, if they lose New York or California, they're out. They will never be another Democratic president. And they're on the verge of losing New York.
Many Hispanics are Republican now because they have Republican values, man. I mean, they have family values.
Trump set records in black votes and Hispanic votes again. I mean,
but you see, Trump failed. He should have embraced the Hispanic community. I mean, I know he got more Hispanic votes. I know he got because of the values, right? But what about the other people that the Dreamers and all that? We could have made all kinds of deals for them. I don't know. He failed in a lot of areas, and also healthcare.
They needed to go. I'm with Trump. They do not need to
healthcare is a mess, man.
And look, let's be honest.
The roads are a mess. The beaches are a mess. Healthcare is a mess. All the stuff he said he was going to do, he didn't do those things.
But he didn't need to do those things. Unemployment rate in our country right now is 12%.
Of course he needs to do those things.
They need to be out of our country. Anybody who's not here legally needs to be out right now.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the bridges. The bridges, the roads, and the tunnels, man. They need to be in good condition.
Oh no, infrastructure's been going on. That started under Obama. That still hasn't even stopped.
Yeah, I know. And Obama did nothing about it. And Trump bragged saying he was going to fix it. That how dare Obama say that and not do it well?
No, Obama. Look, dude, I can't speak for up north, but down here, since Obama was president, and even still now, there has been nothing but new bridges, new roads, interstates.
You are in the South, man.
Oh, so yeah,
we're getting all totally different. Up here, we got harsh winters, salt, and crap in the road. It tears the roads up.
But y'all don't have roads that move, man. We got roads that move, and they lift up in the middle
of the summer. Of course we do. It's upstate New York, man. Those things that flood, all kinds of stuff.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about because the ground is a sponge. The roads actually.
You ain't got no alligators.
There
was
but the roads move. Actually, dude, you could be standing on the side of the road when a rig goes by and it'll bounce you up and down. It's crazy feeling. Yep. It's just because that's just how
I know. I felt it. I felt that in New York.
But yeah, and if you're in a spongy area, and it could be in New York, it could be anywhere. There's a spongy area, but that hard ground don't tend to do that. It don't tend to break.
Look at Florida. Florida's got giant sinkholes, man.
Yeah, Florida will bounce you around like you're on a damn roller coaster. Maybe that's why Disney decided to put shit down there. Who knows?
Because it's alive. Because everything under your feet is alive. It's snakes.
Okay, guys.
Whatever.
72% reporting in. Let's see what we got. It's still close. Oh no, David has taken the lead. Ooh, he's taking the lead by about 40,000 votes. Oh,
yep,
I think
the Republicans
Kelly has taken the lead too. We're in at 72% now, and both the Republicans have taken the lead.
76%, and the Republicans are ahead.
Yeah, there you go. So,
wait. Warnock just pulled ahead, 50.2 to 49.8 against Loeffler. So it's truly neck and neck.
Close. It's truly neck and neck. It's a good election. So we'll see how it goes. Guys, let's be honest. Do y'all really believe every election in this country is neck and neck? Come on. Really? There's no way you're going to sell me on this. There are certain places I know that are red and certain places that are blue. So that would be like if I went and ran against little AOC in her district and won or even got close to win. It's like Donald Trump getting 45, 46, 47% of the New York vote. How in the hell? New York City alone should have been able to cancel it out, but it didn't. That means a lot of New Yorkers, downtown New Yorkers, voted for that man. I'm telling y'all, New York, you better watch. One of these Republicans is going to flip your state. Because in the old days,
maybe next time around, if Trump could behave himself and just kind of fall back into a TV show, a TV show called Mr. President or something, where he could mock Biden for the next couple of years, and then you know what? Then the Republicans might be able to take the House. Right? They were close to doing it this time around.
This is how I look at this, and I'll be totally honest about this. Whether if the Democrats win the seats tonight or not, they need. I really think what's going to happen in two years, they're going to lose the House and the Senate no matter what. And if they do lose the House and the Senate, they're going to lose the presidency because McConnell already vowed to impeach Kamala and Biden over the quid pro quo in the Ukraine. So he said he committed a felon. He should have never been allowed to run for president because he did commit a felon. And Kamala already knew he committed the felon. She was fully aware, so that makes them both impeachable. So he's got the grounds to impeach him. He'll have the votes if he takes the House and the Senate. So this election here is a very interesting one to see how it's going to play out, because if the Democrats are going to get anything done, they need these two seats right now, because it's a good chance they're going to lose.
Smartest thing.
It's traditional.
The smartest thing that Ted Cruz ever did was grow a mustache and beard, man. You know that? Yeah. Ted Cruz actually looks like something with a mustache and a beard. You know? So, a grandpa. He looks like Grandpa Munster. He's got that going on.
Mm-hmm. Well,
he's on screen right now.
Think of it this way, ladies and gentlemen. As of now, with 300, how many ever thousand deaths in the United States, those are Trump's. Starting today or starting tomorrow, every death after that is Biden's. They belong to Biden. And the economy belongs to Biden. And if he can't, because Trump was flipping the economy around, the only reason it started slowing down is because Trump lost, and he sees no need to continue what he was doing. Trump understands money. He would easily turned our economy around. We learned under Obama that Obama sucked at economics. Is Biden any better? I doubt it. But we're going to find out. And if best I can see, he's just taking Obama's people and putting them back in because he knows they're loyal to him, and they sucked at running the country. So we're really just looking at another really sucky 2 years. So if that's what happens, they're out. They'll lose the House and the Senate in 2 years. They'll go after Biden and kick him out, and whoever is the House Speaker then will be the new president. This is a dangerous thing.
Did you see that millions of doses of the virus went bad? They left it out.
And you've seen that people have been deliberately putting them out. Have you seen that shit? There's been 4 people arrested now, ladies and gentlemen, for taking vials of the vaccine 500 at a time and just setting them on the counter. The very first story I heard, they said it was an accident. There's been 5 since then. They've all been deliberate. Look, people.
How much money? How much? I mean, we paid for that.
I don't care about that.
I care about that when there's 25, 40 million bucks that goes out the window because these guys leave the virus out, man. It's stealing. They're stealing. Follow the money. You know what's going on. That probably wasn't even a virus. It's probably water. You know, and they just said, "Oh, it was a virus." You know, antivirus.
Dell's the Trump lover. Yeah, Dell's the Trump.
Oh, I don't trust anyone.
Sometimes and hate him sometimes, and just like most presidents, we love and hate. You know, I've never been. These presidents are limited. Yeah, Trump did a lot of good things. He did a lot of stupid things. Regardless, Obama did some good things. He did even more stupid things. But regardless, we have checks and balances. Obama got Obamacare passed. The country said, "Oh my God, we got screwed." And what did they do? Not only did they give the Republicans the House, but they gave them like 60 seats. And then the very next election, they gave them the Senate, and they kept it all the way up into Trump's second term. Trump still got the Senate. They lost the House the term before last. So the country gets moody like that. And that's what's going to happen to Biden. If Biden can't come in and get everybody vaccinated, get these death count down and get the economy up, if by this time next year, economy's not booming in this country, they're going to lose the next election. Guaranteed. Biden will still be there.
Well, now you're going to get into a world with the media. I mean, the only thing they've been fixated on for 4 years is Trump. Now they're not going to be able to say anything anymore, right?
Well, they're going to try to talk about Trump. They're going to blame Trump. But the problem with blaming Trump is nobody cares. After the first 6 months, nobody cares anymore. They're like, you're president, stop blaming. Because Trump didn't blame Obama all the time. He said in the very beginning, then he just went on to whatever else. He said, well, it wasn't my fault, but we're going to take care of it. And because even he got tired of blaming Obama. You know, I mean, come on, you can only blame somebody so much. And then you got to take responsibility for it. And if COVID would come on, we would be having a record economy right now.
Obama took credit for the economy. That was ridiculous, man.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I know, I laughed my ass off. Even the big companies came out and said, no, it's because Trump loosened regulations. That's why the economy rolled. But you see, and I told you all this was going to happen. I said, if a Democrat win, I said, before Biden took office, we would break $50 a barrel for oil. Well, guess what? We broke $50 today.
Oh, yeah, man. It's going to go way up.
Under him, gas is going to go up. Prices. Well, no, actually.
Under Biden?
Yeah, under
Under
Biden,
Biden, it's going to shoot through. It's going to shoot through the roof, man. All that stuff's going to go through the roof because they're all about regulations, right?
and what happened with Obama was when Obama came in, there was high gas prices. Bush had run them up to like $4.50 a gallon and shit. It was almost $110 a barrel. When Obama came in, he had 4 years of super high gas prices, but somewhere along the line, he was realizing just before the next election, he had to get these prices down because if Mitt Romney started preaching on that, he was going to be out. So he did. He managed to get him down here to about $2 a gallon, which was pretty good from four something.
Not up here.
Yeah, not up there. Yeah, I was going to say it's just ridiculous up there, but he managed to get him down. But in the end, and most people who did the election said the reason Obama ended up winning his second term was thanks to Hurricane Sandy and Governor Christie.
Yep.
That's what they credited to. And I'll tell you exactly why. And I kind of agree. Obama did do a good job in the storm, but it wasn't that isn't what helped him. But when Governor Christie got up there and hugged him and said thank you and for taking care of New Jersey and New York and blah, 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 that was it. That was enough to push him over the top. And that
held his
sure
hand. He held his hand walking down the beach. Remember that?
It was, yeah. So I mean, it was a done deal. But honest guys, I got to be honest with y'all. I didn't want to consider 8 years of Mitt Romney. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I didn't want a Mormon running the country. I'd rather have the Muslim running the country over the Mormon any day. I'm just saying.
I don't know about that.
Obama's a Muslim. Obama said he was a Muslim.
I don't want any fanatics running the country. I'll stay away from fanaticism.
I much prefer Obama over Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney was a Fruit Loop at best. How many wives? He's got 30 or something. No, I'm just kidding. Somebody writes to me. No, he isn't a religion that can have more than one, but I think he's only got one. I don't know. I was just teasing. Now let's see what we got.
They actually outlawed that in most of their cult. But there's another part of their cult that they still do it. They actually go down to Mexico. They're like there's all these Mormons now in Mexico that have extended, whatever they call extended family, which is many wives. And it's hard enough dealing with one woman, let alone 5, like 10, 15. Oh my God, I'd be brain dead after the second one.
They're taking a little lead, Mike. Look at this. 50.4, 49.6. Ooh, picked up 30,000 votes. That's Kelly over Raphael. David.
The rules,
ooh, look at David.
Rules are stacked against men. The rules in the courts are stacked against men. That's all there is to it, man.
Yes, one of my all-time favorite co-hosts, who I miss all the time, Stephanie Benetti. We did several shows on men's rights and how, in a lot of ways, because all you ever hear is this rights, that rights, this rights, that rights, but you never hear anything about men's rights at all, whatever color they are. And if you're a white male, a young white male, you can forget it. You're getting screwed no matter what. So we started taking champion, and it pissed off some people in the beginning. But then when you get honest and tell people how it really is, then they have to stop because there's more white young men on welfare than blacks all combined. So you do the math. People forget that whites
more men,
60% of the country.
More men die alone than anyone. More men commit suicide than anyone. I mean, the numbers more men, and for the same crime, a woman and man commits the same crime. The man goes to jail 3 times as long.
Yeah, but that's changed now. That's starting to change. That started changing. I forgot her name, Kelly somebody. Now this happened in New Jersey, by the way. So this woman got picked up for pedophilia, for sleeping with a 14-year-old. She was a teacher, by the way. So teachers get extra hard, especially if you're a man. So you might have got 5 or 8. Now you're going to get 15. Well, she got 2. So all the guys in jail in New Jersey for basically the same crime started suing New Jersey because they said it was discriminating and women. So they had to start figuring out, oh, wait, we can't let all these guys out. We got to do this. So they called her back in and redid her case. She got 14 years. The chicken. So in the last 2 years, you notice you haven't been hearing as many. But what's been going on is for the last about 5 years now, the amount of women teachers sleeping with teenage boys, 13, 14, 15, 16, has skyrocketed. Now, we don't know if it's always been going on. It probably has, but it has skyrocketed. And what's happened is they didn't realize it, but they had to put them in jail just, because they always want to try to make a difference between a man teacher 40 or 30 sleeping with a 15-year-old girl versus a 40-year-old woman sleeping with a 15-year-old boy. It's supposed to be different, but it's not. It's still the same crime. Okay? Yeah. It's exactly the same thing. You took advantage of this child. And people always thought, oh, it's cool for a little guy, but no, it's not. If it's not cool for a 15-year-old girl, it's not cool for a 15-year-old guy. You can't be like that, ladies. I'm sorry.
Right. Laws are supposed to be equal for everyone. Laws are for everyone.
So now the laws are starting to catch up with the ladies. Like it used to be, if you got caught doing certain crimes like burglary or theft, if you're a female, you would get 5 to 7 years less usually. Not anymore. They've cut that out. But what they've realized is, see, another thing that happened to you poor ladies, and this had nothing to do with y'all personally. They privatized the jail system, and people who own it don't care what sex you are. All they care is you're a number that's making them money. That's all they care about. So no more of that getting off light because of it. It's still a little off, but eventually it'll all catch up. Hopefully, what do you mean?
Not in divorce court. Not in divorce court, man. You see guys lose everything.
You said that because
they lose their house. They lose their money. Look what Angelina Jolie is trying to do with Brad Pitt. 6-year divorce, dude. 6 years. And using his kids. And
today,
like, he came to see his kids. She holds his kids above his head, makes him perform like a monkey, man. Brad Pitt, you would think a dude like that would be
I think they renegotiated that since then, but I do remember how bad it was in the beginning, though. But
do you know what she wants? She wants 75% of his money currently, and 75% of his future earnings. Wow! Before gross. That's gross. That's gross. So then he's got to pay his managers and agents.
Look, a minute ago we were at 79% reporting. All of a sudden we dropped down to 76. What the hell just happened?
Yeah, what happened there?
I'm listening to you talk, and I see the thing change. I'm like, wait, what? Like,
the Democrats, man. The Democrats. Nancy Pelosi, she's hacked in, man. She's in there. She's in.
Oh, David's a full percent up now. He's up there. He's steadily moving up.
Nancy Pelosi's having her gelato and sitting there hacking into the DNC, which is hacking into Georgia's election system.
I like what the guy from CNN said. He said, just no good bastard. He goes, whatever the Democrats, the Republicans get by the end of the night, it best be at least 12 or 14%, he said, because mail-in votings tend to lean that much towards Democrats. Now, I don't believe that, people. I believe Republicans mail in just as much as Democrats. I just think there be some number fudging going on. Carolyn Mist. Hi, Carolyn Mist. I'm writing to you from the UK, London to be exact. And Joe, do you really think Biden stole the election? Baby, I said this with Mike earlier. If he did or if he didn't, if he did it the way he's not getting caught, more power to him. I'm going to back our president, whoever it is. I backed Clinton, I backed Bush, I backed Biden, I backed Trump. I'm going to back who our president is, regardless if I like him or not. But I got to be honest with you, I haven't liked the president since Reagan and Clinton are the last 2 presidents I liked. The rest of them could just take a flying, you know what. I liked a lot of stuff Trump did, but I didn't like Trump himself. Mike and I both agree with this. Trump had a lot of good things. He did a lot of good things, not just for us, for the world. But in the end, he's just a pig. Now, he does throw a hell of a party. I've seen a couple of things.
You see, that's a great contrast right there. Because he did a good job, but he's a terrible guy. Jimmy Carter's a great guy, but he did a terrible job.
I don't necessarily think he's a terrible guy because his kids came out pretty good. So I don't think he's a terrible guy, but I think he's a pig.
His daughter.
I just think he's just a pig. No, his sons came out pretty good.
The one daughter. The
other daughter is she's okay. He's got 3 daughters actually, and he's I think he's got 2 sons, 3 sons.
Am I missing someone?
Yeah, I thought there was one from the wait. I might be thinking of someone else. I have to go look for sure. But somehow
the black one. The black one. What's her name?
Yeah, but anyway, he seems to,
what's her name?
I can't remember.
The one from DC.
Yeah,
Lily White.
Oh yeah, Lily White. Yeah, Lily, you're listening. You better go tell Uncle Daddy to give you some money. Stop.
That's Trump's daughter. I knew it.
She kind of looks like Trump in the face. You know that, right?
She does look like Trump.
We're talking about a friend of ours and an ex-host who just smiles. She never even talks to us. She just gives us the finger and shit.
She better come on the show.
She's a Z-Jenner, that's why. Z-Jenners are evil, man. They are confused and fickle.
She better get on the show.
No, not Lily. Lily was
we're talking about.
Or is a sweet. I should say is. Now that Zuby bitch, I need to get on her. She got married. Now she ain't writes to me anymore, I swear. One little marriage kick you to the curb. She's just a friend of mine, doctor friend of mine. We've been friends for like 20 years. She's been bugging me, telling me she's going to get married. She finally got married. Now getting snobbed. If you're listening, Zuby, I feel it. I'm hurting, baby. I'm hurting. Hope you're doing good, though. These days, all this COVID.
They got people there that can solve any problem you have.
Right now, there's a percent. The Republicans are up by a percent. Remember, when Mike and I started talking about this a little while ago, the Republicans were down 2% and 3% in one, 2% in the other. Now they're up a percent. That doesn't mean anything, guys. We got 77% reporting. This election's nowhere near close to over.
Yes.
Jessica Hahn, very funny. What do you got, Miss Horny? This is an R-rated show. We're not on FM. What's up? You heard me use the F word at least twice.
Who did?
Camilla. Wait. Oh no, you mean the fake virus? Okay, look. Stop. All right, a couple of friends of mine, 4 or 5. I have a lot of friends that were either are nurses or ex-nurses, and a couple that are doctors that I've met over the years for other reasons and other stuff I'm involved with. Most of them told me they're not going to take the vaccination. A few of them said they are, but most of them are. But 3 of them wrote to me the same day today or yesterday and said that the shot Camilla got was fake. She didn't actually get a shot. Now, I don't know why they would write to me this, but they're all 3 saying it's something to do with the way the needle was done or something. But anyway,
no, I'll tell you why. You want to know why? You want to know why? I'll tell you why. I'm surprised you're not saying why. It's a matter of national security because they can't load the president and the vice president up with an unknown entity. You know, they can't have them all get it at once. And what happens? They all freaking die.
Because they're going to turn into zombies, and zombies are going to be ruling the country. I am zombie.
They already rule the country. You got Nancy Pelosi. She's a demon, anyway. And Mitch McConnell, 2 demons. They're always in charge.
Look, San Francisco people, I do not know what's wrong with you, okay? I'm confused. Nancy's got to be one of the most evil, corrupted bitches on the planet. You know it. We know it. You live in a town where people just walk around shitting in your yard, shitting on your ground, pissing here, pissing there. I mean, you'll make them pick up their dog crap, but the human crap is fine. I mean, how confused are you?
Poop in the street. That's crazy.
But I mean, this used to be a beautiful city that tourists wanted to go to. Ever since I heard about some of the stuff with the homeless in San Francisco, I don't want to go there. Nobody I know wants to go there. And think about this. California and New York, for the first time in 50 years, were bleeding red, meaning that they're on a negative growth, not a positive. Whereas California and New York were swapping 2 million each a year where they were taking in 2 it's not happening.
So you see what de Blasio is doing in the city, right? He's taken, these hotels that shut down because of COVID, nice, really high-end hotels. He's claimed them, right? Or he made deals with them, or even eminent domain. He's putting all these homeless people in these hotels. So now they're like selling crack in the street. They're having sex in the street in front of the hotels. The people who live in those neighborhoods are aghast. They're like, oh my God, what's going on? Crime is through the roof. Shootings, rapes, all that, assaults, robberies, all up through the roof, man. But yet de Blasio blames everyone else except himself. He even blames Cuomo, who's not doing a terrible job. I don't like him as a whole, but he's not doing a terrible job. You know what I mean? But I don't like him as a whole.
Murderous bastard. What are you talking about? He's a murderous bastard. That's another one should be in prison. Yeah, he murderous.
They're all murderers. Every last year, Bernie Sanders
30,000 old people.
Bernie Sanders.
He should be in prison. Bernie ain't no better, but I mean, not only did Cuomo murder 30,000 old people, he bragged about how good a job he did doing it. Anybody needs to go to jail.
A book.
Him and Christie should be sharing I know him and Christie should be sharing a cell together.
Well, you know why Chris Christie did
he's
that,
not
right?
that bad of a governor.
You know why Chris Christie screwed Romney over, don't you? You know the inside dirt.
No, but
so Romney was picking who his vice president running mate was going to be, right? And they gave him all a name after a fish. One was goldfish, one was guppy. Chris Christie, they called the puffer fish because he's fat. So then fat guys hate it when you make fun of their fat. Fat guys can make fun of themselves. Other fat guys can make fun of other fat guys, but skinny guys aren't allowed to make fun of fat guys. They take it as an insult. So that's why he did what he did. I think that's my estimation of why. Because Chris Christie is very, very vindictive like that. You know, he's Italian. I grew up in an Italian family. You want a vendetta? Talk to some Italians about vendetta. I grew up with vendetta.
Them damn Italians.
The whole don't get mad, get even. Yeah, Italian.
Let's see what you got there, Jeffrey Reese. Jeffrey Reese, is that like Jeffrey?
Do what you got to do is right.
Why do you want the Republicans to win?
We should call Stephanie and get her off the air, man.
Look, you live in New York. She don't drive there and shoot you, buddy. I'm way down here in the South. She don't even know where I live anymore. She might shoot you.
hiding out. I'm hiding out in upstate New York. I'm like a Scranton, Pennsylvania.
I heard her new boyfriend works for the Defense Corporation, so we better watch out. We might get nuked one day. A little tactical nuke here or there. All of a sudden, you hear about a tactical nuke goes off in the city in New York. What happened?
She'll get that guy fired. No, she'll get him fired because of her big mouth.
Yeah, he's gonna have to go nuke her ex-friends. No, guys.
That's the kiss of death, man.
We really do. She was a good friend, a good co-host, and then
she was a great host until she went nuts.
And then she just went crazy. But actually,
well, you know what? We maintain a certain level of crazy here. She went beyond that. She went a different direction, man. She went beyond that kind of crazy. Something that we couldn't even stand. You know, like come on, man.
We do get a little crazy around here some days, but hey, you know.
And she got very weird
stuff. She was a good coach.
She called me. She would call me at 4:00 in the morning and be like, "You sexy beast, come on down. Let's get together. Let's have some Chinese. Let's have some Chinese food. Let's have some Chinese food. 4:00 in the morning.
Ain't bad, man. I don't know 4:00.
I like Chinese food, but I'm not going to drive 5 hours to get some Chinese food, especially with her.
Cold Chinese food, yeah, man. 5 hours would be cold Chinese food.
She wasn't my type.
Marco, hold on, and I will give you an update in just.
I wouldn't drive 5 hours for any girl. Doesn't matter who. Doesn't matter who.
Oh, now
you know what? I've done that. The one that I drove 5 hours for, back and forth, it broke my heart and stabbed me in the heart. Raised your kids, stabbed me in the heart, man. Yeah, 14 years.
After all, women did get us kicked out of Eden. It's one of them things. No, ladies, don't hate on me. I'm just picking.
I want that first one. I don't want Eve, man. I want that first one. I want Lilith, man. She wants to be on top. I'm good with that. You know, I'm 6'5". Anyway, that works just fine. Lilith, I want you, man. I don't care. Adam was a pussy. Adam was a wussy,
was like
man.
9'12", man, and 400 pounds.
Oh, please, God, make me a woman of my rib. Wuss. Lilith was made from the dirt of the earth, man. I like a dirty girl. Let's go.
I'm telling you, man, Lilith was like 9'12", about 500 pounds, man. She just crushed your little skinny ass.
So was my ex. So there. Shows you what you know.
I'm not condemning these ex ladies.
So are half the people on the network. So there.
We ain't really got no big. We got mostly skinnies these days. Man, look at you. Poor Dell's like Dell weighs like an ounce.
Definitely just wasn't as tall.
Dell, if you listen, you know you only weigh like an ounce. Oh, by the way, guys and girls, be sure to contribute to Free the Canadian Men. It's on. Go to the donation page at www.upr.
Free Dell.
FreeTheCanadianMen.com. Several Canadian friends of ours are being abused by their wives.
Free the Dell.
Women do to these guys up there. So I'm
free the Dell.
Yeah, Dell needs to be free. Laura Lee keeps him in a cage.
I hear she makes him drink Crown. I hear she makes him drink Crown Royal, man. I hear she makes him drink Crown Royal. That's terrible.
Wrong drinking Crown Royal now. I'm gonna hate him.
On the rocks. On the rocks, man. You have to drink it on the rocks just to kill the taste of it.
I actually like it neat, but I can if I have to drink it on the rocks, I will. But I prefer it neat. It's
rocks.
Ice just waters down booze, man. Come on. I like a good smooth booze anyway. That stuff I'm drinking right now. Oh my God! Whoever sent me this, like a kiss, y'all. If you're cute, come by and give you a kiss because that's some really good whiskey. Actually, when I'm done with it,
I'm craving. I'm craving. I'm craving a mint julep. Like a nice icy
Don't
mint
drink
julep.
One down here because it'll just knock you unconscious. Ladies and gentlemen, mint julep in New Orleans at Pato's is $1.90 and a piece of mint leaf. That's a mint julep. Yeah, let me tell you what, you gotta have some stout tea after you drink a couple of these because you're gonna be passing out.
Where the bartender
I can't speak as much now as it used to be, but New Orleans used to be the whole city used to be alcoholic. Yeah, there was 600,000.
Where the bartender chews on a mint leaf and spits it in the glass.
Don't give him no ideas because they might. Don't give him bartenders any ideas.
And pours moonshine in there and saying, "Here's your drink."
It's worse than moonshine. Moonshine's not $1.90. Moonshine's like $1.60.
You're gonna have to do something if you're gonna eat an alligator po' boy.
You can get
You
moonshine,
want to eat some
banana.
alligator?
It's cream D banana and moonshine
Banana.
they serve you. Yeah.
Ooh,
It's smooth,
cream
man.
bean.
Ooh, man, 3 or 4 of them people want to know who your mama was. You'd be like, who my
Peppermint
mama?
schnapps.
I wasn't born, I was hatched. Yeah, it's this stuff will mess your world up. One thing New Orleans is famous for is its alcohols. Oh my God. And there's lots of them too. You could spend in just one bar, you could spend days in there learning all the different drinks and just go to the next bar and they're gonna
Just
have all
don't,
different
just don't
they
wander
pride
into
their
some
products.
areas down there drunk, man. You don't want to do that.
Um,
Like New York
but you
City,
know,
like
there are
anything.
in the
New
South,
York,
there
New
are
York
some
City's
good
more
cities
dangerous
for
than New
partying.
Orleans.
You know, there's
New
some
York
good
City's
cities in the
become
South.
more dangerous. You know it?
Yeah, it gets dangerous in some places. What do you mean, Chris? No,
The-
it's like New York. New York has certain places like New York City itself. There's certain places in New York that's known for its partying. Just areas of the city that's known for having good parties
Used to
and
be,
lots of fun.
used to be, not
Yeah,
anymore.
I know it's not as it's the
No,
same thing
man,
down here. It's not as
not
much as it
now.
used to be, but it's but
Dude,
still.
New York got killed, man. De Blasio ran New York into the ground to begin with, but the virus, it killed the city. The city's dead. I don't know how it's going to come back. I mean, I like to think that
It's
it
not going to
will.
come back as the same city. That's why it's going to come back. It's going to probably in a way. And in all fairness, ladies and gentlemen, when New Orleans got wiped out by Katrina, everybody was always like, "How's it going to come back?" We always knew it would come back because New Orleans has been burnt to the ground 3 times and wiped out by hurricanes before, so we know it's going to come back. But it's always a different city. Originally, New York was a big. I mean, New Orleans was a big red city. Now it's a big blue city, and that's starting to change a little bit. You're starting to see a little bit of tinge and color change there. But New Orleans is a funny city because it sways with moods and the people moving in. So if you came down here pre-Katrina and then came here after Katrina, it's 2 different cities. The food's different. The atmosphere is different. There are still sections like the Mary and all. That's the old city, but there's a lot of stuff because a lot of people from upstate, or I shouldn't say upstate, but up north came down. A lot of people from out west came down. Out of the 400,000 people that live here now in the city, not in the surroundings, it's about 2 million, but about a third of them are out of staters. And they brought their restaurants here and they brought their ideas here. And so it's changed the city somewhat. It's kind of like Austin. If you go to Dallas or Houston and go to Austin, it's like a different city. It's like a different world, really. Even though Dallas has a big, just like Houston has a big liberal section in it. Austin is a liberal city. It's the only nice liberal city I've ever been in.
Austin's a party town there.
Yeah,
You
but
want
it's
to
the
party,
only
you go to Austin.
clean. It's the only clean liberal city I've ever been in. I've been in a lot of liberal cities,
Yeah.
including New York. And
Yeah,
Austin.
they usually crime-ridden crap holes.
Yeah, well, New Orleans is a dirty city. Whoever asked that question, no, it's disgustingly dirty.
New York City's disgusting now. You know, New York City's always been dirty, but now it's like disgusting.
Well, New York's got the same problem New Orleans does. They're both plus 300 years old, and they've been built on top of so many times it's squeezed all this
man, you don't get it.
down.
I hung out in the city. I used to work in the city. I used to love New York City, man. I mean, I had some of my greatest adventures in that city. But you know what my hopes are? It's either going to go one or 2 ways, right? It'll go Escape from New York, Kurt Russell, and they put a wall around New York. It's going to be a big jail. Or the artists out there are going to flock to the city. They're going to use their stimulus money. They're going to use other money, get cheap places, get together, and have a kind of a renaissance. But I don't think that's going to happen. I actually think the first part's going to happen. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we're going to. A lot of things make me paranoid right now about where all this is going to end up. Somebody just asked me would I back Trump staying in on a kind of a sort. I won't back Trump staying in anywhere short of he better be able to prove damn good and well. At this point, it would take some serious evidence. I'm just being honest about it. As far as I'm concerned, in 80% of the country, or 70% of the country,
that Giuliani actually melted into his shoes and he's gone? Is that true? Because he's gone. I haven't seen Giuliani. I think he melted into his shoes, man.
Yeah. Currently, most of I know he probably has. Most of America currently is going to back Joe Biden unless there's extraordinary evidence. I know the Trumpers are pissed.
You know why? Because it's going to be a crap sandwich for 4 years, and then maybe the Republicans can rebound. But they got to show people stuff. People want things. They want things for themselves, and they want both parties to listen. You know what I mean? But right now, you see the way the Democrats have been for 4 years. They care about themselves. They don't care about people. Never, never, never. Same for the Republicans. Neither. So whatever. That's my rant.
Yeah, no, well, that's just part of it. I don't know. We're gonna bring Laura Lee in a little while because I think they're on tonight. But
that's how a lot of people feel, man. And I'll tell you, it's funny. I have a lot of friends who support Trump, but they don't like him as a person. And I feel the same way. And I know you've made the same comments, We've all made similar comments. So, but why do we like what he did? Because he got out of the way of the economy and he kind of streamlined things and he fixed a lot of things that were broken. He rebuilt the military, for God's sakes. The military was crumbling. And you know what, Joe? People didn't know. People didn't know
because the media. That's what I was saying at the beginning of the show. Until we can get the media under control, because one of the reasons Trump had as much shit as he did was because we had a hostile media the whole time. The media has become hostile to the United States, not just to the president. They don't want us to know the truth. They want us to live by their narrative and only their narrative. That's why we're always talking about gender bathrooms or gender this or this color or that color, anything that's controversial because it keeps them relevant. But in reality, when they asked just yesterday, who do you trust more, the media or Trump? The country overwhelmingly said Trump. The media just doesn't have any credibility in this country right now. It's about 5%.
If it wasn't for COVID, Trump would have won.
Oh, yeah, he would have won handily. But, what do you mean, Christopher? I don't know, dude. I'm not going to back a president that steals an election. What do you mean, did I back Bush? Bush didn't steal the election. In the end, the count came out in his favor. Even though the Supreme Court had given it to him ahead of time, even the Democrats had to admit when the final count was done, it came out in his favor. And I said this before. I'm going to say it again. Jeb Bush was governor of Florida at the time with an 86% approval rating. If you really think Florida was going to vote for Gore, you were stupid. Shouldn't even been that close. That's how you know there was cheating there. It shouldn't even been that close. No, he was too big of a favorite.
Gore didn't even win his own state of Tennessee. Didn't even win his own state.
That was another. That's the third. That was the first time that CNN and the liberal media tried to steal an election by, oh look, Florida. They called it before it was even counted. And that's what made the controversy, because when the counts were done, and then they tried to say this because the media made such a big deal and got busted in their lie. Then they tried to make it into something else. But in the end, they all went down there with 3 people per each table, and they counted every vote. And in the end, unfortunately for Gore, your boy won. So
I voted for Nader. I happily, joyfully voted for Ralph Nader, man. Ralph Nader would have been an awesome president, And
I gotta say, dealing with the Chinese stuff and the 9/11, I'm glad Gore wasn't president. I ain't gonna lie.
Nader called it. Nader called it with China and all that, and also the corporations, man. So he would have been in there.
That's the only thing I don't like about Biden getting in, is China's going to get a breather. Trump had been putting his foot on their neck, choking them out, and dropped their economy down by half of what it was really making the world look at him. Now Biden sides with him, nobody's going to want to sue him. And right now, there's like 50 countries who want to sue him. There's enough countries who want to sue China right now to bankrupt him.
As we speak in China right now, they have a huge problem with the virus in Beijing and other areas exploding. And you know what? They're saying this new virus is a new variant from England or whatever. I'll tell you how I feel. I feel that this is an evolvement within the virus. And, in epidemiology, which I'm heavily into, you see these very small organisms, morph pretty fast. And basically they're evolving. They're evolving into a different type of thing, and how small they are is how fast they evolve. And as long as this virus is alive and running out there, it's going to evolve. It's going to keep on going. So that's the dangerous part, because it could go really bad. It got more infectious, which made it worse, right? So think of the concept if it becomes more deadly. But I don't think it came. I think it's the virus that's now changing and morphing, because that's what it's doing. We got to
give up the microphones to the ladies, but hold on before we go one last time, guys. Well, we were running late, so we're stealing a little bit of their time, but hold on.
Where
I just
are
had
they?
anything in front of me. I haven't called them. Get ready to call them in, but what did I do with the numbers? I just had them in front of me a second ago. Sometimes I think I would lose my blooming butt.
That's part of COVID-19. If you got like any kind of new type of confusion going on.
Well, I heard, I heard Laura Lee was COVID-ridden, man, and was being taken over and becoming a zombie apocalypse. Dell's already a zombie apocalypse. That's why he's locked down in the cage. She gives him a shot of something.
Canada is locked down.
They ain't the only one.
Well,
A lot of
even
people are locking down, man. And I hear a lot of other people in the country are talking about locking down.
Yeah.
New Orleans is talking about locking
Even
down.
not Cuomo is trying not to lock down. He even let people go to the Buffalo Bills game.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Let's see. I got 82% in. David is taking a little bit of a lead now.
I don't want to start saying nice things about him.
I know. Well, no, come on. With the exception of the stupid thing he did in the beginning with the COVID thing, wasn't that bad of a governor. He just effed up there pretty hard. Let's see, 51.1% for David Perdue. He's now getting a little bit of a lead, almost 100,000 votes over John. John Ossoff? Ossoff? How the hell do you say that?
Ossoff.
Ossoff? I mean, I'm sorry. Should I say that out loud? And then let's see next. Oh, Kelly just went up a point while we were looking. Kelly Lawfer.
Yeah, they're both gaining ground. I mean, the Republicans are ahead.
Raphael Warlock, though it's Warnock, but we're gonna call him Warlock. Hey, you better watch out, Kelly. He's a Warlock, man. He might put it on your ass. Use your baby fat. But it is looking interesting race. We'll see how it goes. They got 18% left. We'll probably see the end of this before the night's over, guys. Maybe if I'm still up, I'll pop on and do a quick update. Anyway, it goes. Mike and I on my show and your phone to cover tomorrow. We'll use it for this, and we'll discuss the results, the findings, and where the country's going to be going for this. So you're going to get 2 days of the Centralist. Well, UFO covers on hiatus right now for this week anyway. So, we'll be back with John DeSalvo on Friday with Science and Beyond 9 to 11. So be sure to check it out. Also, Michelle and I are on monthly right now on the Gray Zone. So be sure to come check us out every Saturday.
Now DeSalvo. I thought he was locked in a homosexual prison somewhere there in Tibet. What's going on there? And like it. He told me, he's like, I like it. They're being nice to me, and I like it.
Mike and John don't get along too well, but
all right, it's not Tibet. I think it was San Francisco. It was San Francisco, Joe. I remember. He was the guy pooping in the street, and he was like, I have a PhD. I'm just kidding.
I don't know this guy. He's some stranger that called in. This. Yes, he called in. He's a caller.
This is Max Power, everyone.
Dude, I need to get some stress out tonight. Radio is good for stress, man.
Calling from the Hunter Biden network, man, with strippers and crack. Meet me at the White House for strippers and crack. Is that what's going to happen to our White House? I mean, Hunter Biden's going to be hanging out there.
Oh, I'm wondering about that because speaking of that, I heard the DA talking about Hunter today. It don't sound good for him. His daddy going to have to get busy. It sounds like he might be going at a hooskow. Something
he's not known for anything good, man.
They said something.
He's going to be in the Lincoln. He's going to be in the Lincoln bedroom. You know that.
I don't know. It's kind of strange. But anyway, guys, we got to get out of here. We're No, John, we're actually legit running late. Yeah, we started like 25 minutes late because we had a server glitch at the beginning of the
it was terrible, man.
Yeah, it was insane. I don't know what it's, but it's the third Tuesday in a row it's happened. So if it don't stop happening, I don't know what we're gonna do. We might have to move some stuff around on Tuesdays because it's the third Tuesday.
You're gonna have to move your antenna.
What we're gonna have to do is kick the cable company in the ass, because they can't keep
doing shit like out.
That. Why is it not calling Laura Lee again? Okay, there it is. Then call again. Hey, Sarah. But anyway, guys, we got to get out of here. We're going to be turning this over to the ladies. They'll be on in about 8 or 9 minutes. So stick around.
Yeah, we'll be shifting something.
And what's that, John? No, we're out of here. You can stop. You can have to bug Seraphine and Laura Lee. They'll be on in just a minute.
We're out of here, man.
But anyway,
good luck to everyone out there.
And if y'all are in Georgia, get out and vote, people. Get out and vote. Get out and vote. Get out and vote. And Florida people, don't go to Georgia and vote. Shame on y'all. God dang it! You got to watch.
Shame.
They will vote.
And all those dead people out there. How come the dead people only vote?